Your wounds. Grapes in a season of succulent exception, wet with risk. Horned gods of the garden send withy wind and basket willow, atropine and mallow, possession vine, Jenny's perennial creep. Sleep is stuffed with all the wreckage of return, the body with eventful tremor. Here the golden coach regressed, a pumpkin's totaled opulence. Suggestion of spring in asparagus tips, projectiles of your sullen lust, circuits of belated dissipation, solanine and rhizome bring the whole house down. You poison everything. Orange windows winking their afflictions as I walk. Your crooning cantabile is vile, magpie's Prussic chorus wagging parliament of tongues. I dread you now. The blood all vertigo and fireball with fuck all on the telly. To cry most days. The trees will not bear fruit or die, just like me. And something comes, a storm across the scalp, the ash of all your sallies, a face at the window. Vinegar Tom teething, weaned from a witch's tit, this sudden snap. The terracotta pots are coaxed to eunuch ruction, everything errant, then fecund, then spoiled. Grapes of a turncoat sweetness rot. On the sodden ledge the bilious wicks wax ruined seas. You poison everything, all the knit and smithy of an autumn night. My own image in the splitting mirror hoaxed and vexed, Cairns fire and kilner jars its sickle swords to rust. London skies, steely of vultures, house a curse closing in. You got into the garden, you got into the walls, into the water worm in an apple weevil in a bag of flour. I put down chemicals, but you are obstinate, immune and in at every window, every pore, and clacking your courtly wounds like wings, drawing a crowd. Long nights skulking in the sorrels, plucking myrtles white unwitting, obsessions posy picked and culled. All I want, a chalky tread of hills, bold chill from the lovely dirty sea, to be free, give me peace. But you are in the ether, in the heather, in the other, in the hedge, perturbing Parma roses, polishing discretion's cells, their little cults and conjuries, your spools and sprouts of woe. Grapes of a strenuous savour burst between finger and thumb, become their own elegy. Your wounds burst too, into costume, into song. Come strumming your wounds inward over the thistle field, and to my door, always mine in any door. Please leave me be. You bring the blight in a bent tin bowl, with your own severed thumbs. I was, as my students say, really getting into my feels there. So a couple of other perpetrations, character poems. Sutherland versus Newton, 1837. When a man kisses a woman against her will, she is fully entitled to bite his nose off, if she so pleases. And what if I should, and fall to biting regular? Impulse, caprice, infatuation's fangs. What if I should? Fantastic affection, spread infection's folly, intuitive contagion. You know what women are. Fury rising up, all sudden mouth, excited fancies flood. I read about those German nuns feral with suppression, minky girls in a poacher's sack. Anywhere a tooth draws blood, I might bite, back, bite, develop a taste for human flesh. Flytrap, pitcher, pout and flay. Sundews suffocating glue, secrete, ensnare my sticky lips. Cobra lily's acid bath be butterwort or biblis slick rosette, asphyxia's fly, paper fronds. Orchids sleek and crude with a cannibal enzyme. Aldravanda, Aquaria's vampire queen. I read about those plants. I read the yellow books to sweat. I dreamt myself in Therian and Harpy, a lichen's kiss in steaming fur. What if I should? If dreams come true, your shattered wreaths, your domes and scrolls quite sacked, my dear. Cartilage or septal Carthage trashed, what if? How it might be, your integrity torn like a forger's brand, your freak face fit for pity's paper bag, foreboding meat measured for its mask. Touch me again, kindle these carnivore tumults in me. I will sharpen my instruments a while. Come closer, love, I'm sizing up the horn by which I'll fasten hold. Product placement. Mary Toft. In memoriam Mary Toft. And not so merry. I was working the fields, some spiculate malignancy stirring inside. I was tired, my head aching like bad schnapps and hunger's trumpet shaking everything to shit. I was big with child. I was Eve's sad defixo picked into lead with a nail. There was hot fat hissing at the skillet's centre, and pain began its time-conditioned spin. Baby, massa peccati, mass of sin. Wanted rabbit, in tang and tussle, in flinty meat and taut and flying foam. I ran too fast. The baby failed, and not my first and not my last. My body is a morgue, so little to eat. I dreamt of rabbit every night, tight inside the amber girdle of his stare, my rasselbok, my jackalope, no, not a rabbit but a hare, weaving through my warrens all the body's secret wines. Men of science, men of God, who ask who cooked it up, his entrenched step upon the stair, a husband's rights, the Gothic snot that falls from us, bundled like a boiling sheet. No one cooked our rawest scheme. Credulous or cunning, take your pick, idiots. I came not to intrigue, but to reproach. My monster's not imposture, but an allegory. You see, you do not see fanatic action of a hand, your slick insertion scrutinies. I said my prayer to the hare of the field, and spat in a pail of rancid milk. Upleapt my varmint offspring, she's leaping still to roam my rookeries at night, Auster fleet in a leveret light.